Hi, I'm Stuart from the EC Gamer Podcast, part of the exposure-control.com website, providing you with tech, science and gaming related news. Today I'm doing a We Play, You Play for Crusader Kings 2, which is a medieval RTS game. It feels more like the turn-based strategies of Civilization 5 and Total War. It has real-time... doesn't have real-time battles like those games, but it does have an auto-resolve battle feature. This game is developed by Paradox and was released in February of this year, 2012. So today I'm going to show you this is the first episode of how to play the game, so going into some of the detail of how some of the mechanics work, and today I'm going to show you what characters to choose, or how to choose a character really. First thing you see when you start up is the terrain map. Not very useful for finding where you want to start, but it does give you an idea of things like impassable terrain. So you got this jagged line, kind of shows you can only go around this way. Same over here in the north of Italy, and it's also the same over here in Norway. You have to go round if you want to attack, but it's only something you want to look at once you've chosen an area you want to start in. First off, you can see the independent realms. So you got France, Scotland, etc. Holy Roman Empire and Byzantine Empire are the ones you really want to look at, because if you're in them, you've got someone who's a lot stronger than you, who will tell you if you want to fight them. So you're more likely to lose against them. But it does give you a chance that you can push into France and stuff if you want to play at the Count level or the Duke level. But I'll come to that in a second. I'll come to that now. Oh yeah, the religion is the main thing you want to look at first. Christian religions are playable. Muslim are not yet available, same with the pagans. You can play as any Catholic, Orthodox or monophysite, I think that's pronounced. So if you want to, you have to look at those if you want for your main storm, because you can't play the other ones. First thing you want to look at is the count level. I'm going to start in Scotland, since where I'm from, it's just easiest for me to explain. Each county is run by one count. If you're playing a count, you only have access to one county. You can't have access to other counties just because that's the way it works. Well, at least at the start, you can inherit them from your leader, but leader who here is Scotland. So if you want to play as the Count of Clydeside, you'd be playing as this guy, or let's see if I can get someone who can actually pronounce, Earl Dub of Fife. So you only have access to Fife, and your main goal at first is to gain control of the Duchy of Fife, which is actually owned by the King of Scotland. So maybe you want to actually push into the Duchy of Lothian. Duchy of Lothian, Duke Cospatrick. His first aim is to first push into other duchies, maybe push into other kingdoms, but his overall goal is to first gain control of the Kingdom of Scotland before moving on to other things. Things to note, playing as, say, the Duchy of Moray, you have to worry that if you want to push into Caithness, it is owned by the King of Norway, so he has quite a lot of power and will heavily retaliate, and probably won't be able to do much there until you've gained an army yourself. Iceland is independent at first, so you might want to even try pushing into Iceland quickly before Norway gets the chance. Looking at the kingdoms, Scotland is the one I played, so I'm just going to show you this just now. You can push into, his main goal is to stop any civil wars first, then push into other areas close by. Norway is stronger than Scotland at the start, so you have to worry about that, so is England. Ireland is kind of up for grabs, considering it's just a group of independent dukes and counties, so lots of chance to move into there before they gain their alliances. France has a high chance of civil war, because everyone wants their own chance at being king. Most people tend to choose Kingdom of Castile or the Duchy of Munster as a starting point, because they're quite easy to play. So I would suggest them myself, just because that's what other people said. I have played as the Duke, the Duke of Lothian, and I found that reasonably easy myself, pushed into these areas and stuff. But I'll show you that myself later on, because that is the whole point of this We Play You Play. I will be playing as the Lothian. Other things I want to talk about. Culture. Yes, culture is kind of important for keeping relations high. If you're playing as someone who's Scottish, people who are Irish will hate you a little bit, but not as much because they're Celtic. People who are Saxon or Germanic will hate you a bit more, so the relations will be a bit lower at first. Relations will be even worse with people who are Muslim, because they want just because they're a completely different religion as well, so you need to bear that in mind if you really want to have relations with them. So looking next at what year you can start in, you start from anywhere from 1066 to 1337, I think. You can see that as I move 10 years in advance, these countries start to grow. England starts pushing more. If I push forward another 100 years, you can see England's pushed into Ireland. Push forward yet another 100 years, the Golden Hordes arrived, the Mongolians have pushed heavily into Eastern Europe. So I'll just go to the final year to show you what that is, but you can only play up to something like 1440, so the later you start, the less overall time you get to play, but the later you start, the more technology, maybe the more land you've got, things like that. It's all dependent on what you want to play. Bookmark dates allow you to play as prominent people from history, so King Harold II up to King Edward III. They're all real kings from history, so they just give you an option to play people who are kind of interesting from the time. So I'm going to play as the Duke of Lothian for this replay, and I'll start that in the next episode. Before I start though, I want to say if you want to leave any comments, what you thought about the quality of the information provided, quality of the video or the audio, just leave a comment. If you have any questions based upon starting a character or anything else you want me to go into later, then that's fine, I'll try and get back to you quickly. And for more information and for access to the podcasts, go to exposure-control.com or just type in EC Gamer into iTunes and it should come up. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.